Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So in the previous video, we tried to calculate, we tried to do some calculations using two variables I and j. We tried to do multiplication, we tried to do division, we tried to do subtraction and print the values. So now, usually what happens when you log into some websites, if you log into something like Facebook or a Gmail, the initial step is to make sure you enter username and password. So what happens once you enter username and password? It validates if your username and password are correct or wrong. So it's a if condition. If your username is so and so, if your password is so and so, else what should we do? So there is a situation in programming while we develop some websites or applications. Basically, the conditions are very crucial. So let's try to write a simple condition using ij, which we created, and let's try to learn more about the conditions. So I'm trying to click on code and it should give me a cell to start writing code. So let me take again I is equals to 10, j is equals to 20, k is equals to, let's try to multiply I and j, I start j. Now let's try to do a if condition. If k, what's the value of k here? 20 into 100, 200. Okay, let's make it k greater than 100. We add a colon here. So let me explain this. Colon is the one which we use in Python, just like floor brackets or brackets. So try to understand in C# or Java, we use something of flower brackets like this in if condition. So in Python, we use a colon. That's the difference. And also remember, when I click on enter, when I press enter, you see there is a space which is by default added. That's called indentation. So print greater, for example. So this should work because k is greater than 100, because k is 200 right now. So I'm trying to execute it. Okay, so I see greater here, and also as I mentioned, there is a space before print. So inside if condition. So what happens if I remove the space? Let's see what happens if I remove this space. We call it as indentation. Okay, so expected indented block. So try to understand this. So for cases like this, you need to indent your code with at least one space or spaces which you reserve for your editor where you run your Python code. So let's try to run this for greater, and let's try to extend this k greater than 100, so on. So what happens in the else case? Let's see. Else print something like lesser, maybe. Okay, just for demo purpose we are taking this. So this p and this p uh, should indent together. So let's try to run this. It's greater because it's always there, so let's make less than and see if it works as expected. It's lesser, so it's working with a if else condition. So remember, when you actually write an application, there are many cases, many scenarios where you have to work on if else. Okay, it's very important you work on a condition in your application development. There are multiple cases where you work on conditions in your application development. So like for example, there would be a condition. Let me write a sample code for you, like if username equals to so on, so if something like that. So let's try to focus more on this area currently, and I can explain you with very complex examples as well. So I, j, k less than 100, else, so on. So there is another case where you can also use if in between these. So something like elif. You can also write k equals to 100. What should we do? Print something. So there is an intermediate case as well called elif. So you can use, if you have only one case, you can use one case. If you have multiple cases, you can also use elif in between, multiple elifs in between, and at the end you can use a else case. So this is how the conditions are structured in Python. You can actually write one if, and you can write multiple elifs, and you can write else where required at the end. So hope you understood. And if you like to uh, go through similar videos in future, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.